Guess it's time for another fishing report, but I want to go over a few things before I get onto the fishing report, so bear with me. First thing is we're going into our winter campaign, which I'll talk about later. So we're going to be doing a lot of fly tying, and obviously I'm back at the desk doing a bunch of fly tying. I'm on my squeaky chair. My apologies for not oiling it. But anyways, since we're going into the winter time, we're going to be doing a lot of fly tying. On the comment section below there, if you want to see something in the fly tying, give it a comment, say, hey, I'd like to see this. I know somebody mentioned about some of our salmon flies and how we use them, so we'll probably do that. But anything you'd like to see from trout flies, saltwater flies, salmon steelhead flies, trout flies are awesome. Put a comment that you might like to see us demonstrating the fly tying video. The other thing is if there's a fishing tip that you're interested in seeing. Somebody mentioned about setting a hook. You know, how we set hooks when we're fishing, and doing a video on that. So anything like that, we're looking for some suggestions. So, you know, put them down there. Who knows? We might use your suggestion. So that being done, what I'd like to do is go over a couple of quick thanks on everybody. Obviously, it's the, I don't know, what is it, 22nd today? Yeah, 22nd December. I think this video probably be posted probably on the 23rd. Basically, our fall fishing campaign is over. It's winter. It's the winter campaign now. So I just want to say thank you for everybody that fished with us and followed along through the fall fishing campaign. And, you know, it was a good season, you know, but fishing is like life. It has its ups and downs. I, personally had a pretty severe down this November of the passing of my father-in-law, Carl Coleman. But on the other end of the spectrum, the fishing was very good. Once the salmon got running, we had a very good run of salmon and very good fishing. Just a slow start. We are off to a good steelhead season and a good steelhead run. It hasn't been all that good fishing for the last few weeks because of high water on the Salmon River and high water even here in western New York. And of course, the steelhead a little slow on the western end of the lake, but that's nothing new. So, but it's been good, you know. And also on a personal note, this past fall has been, besides the good fishing, as many of you know, and some of you that fish with me over the last couple of years totally know that I've been fighting last couple of years a battle with stage 3 cancer. And this past fall, I felt better in the last few years. I was feeling more myself, so I just have to take a minute and thank everybody that's fished with me and everybody that I bugged. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for sticking it out with me. Thank you for putting up with all my treatment stories. I know they were probably getting pretty obnoxious and boring and ad nauseum, but thanks for humoring me. And thanks for fishing with me. It meant a lot to have you come and fish with me, and it meant a lot for me to be on the water. But I am feeling better than I have in a few years. Right now I'm cancer free and full remission, and I totally expect that status to stay. So once again, thank you everybody for your patience with that. That was a very good fall for me physically and mentally, outside of my passing my father-in-law. So it's been a great fall, and thank you everybody for watching the videos. Thank you everybody for fishing with me, and thank you everybody for stopping and saying hello when I'm out along the river. And while I'm at it, I just posted a video about a week ago on a brown trout fishing video. You might want to check that out. It's just been recently put up on the YouTube channel. With all that out of the way, and as I continue to talk, I'll probably post some little fish videos and clips and leftover from the fall, just to have something to look at other than me in this horrible fly tying mess. So what's going on with the fishing? Well, haven't been saying too much over the last couple of weeks because basically not much has been going on with the Salmon River other than a lot of high water. The salmon probably for almost a week was flowing over 3,000 CFS. It got blasted. It got some rain, some snow, brought it up, and then we had a northeaster. It got hit with that, and finally today, as I'm doing it the 22nd, the river's finally starting to ramp down. This morning it was like, I don't know, 2,600, 2,700, and I finally cut the water flow back a little bit, so now it's under 2,000 CFS at the Pineville gauge. So it's ramping down, it's settling down. So what that means to us is a few things. One is the river had a little bit of a break it needed. The fishing pressure up there was intense. The steelhead were getting beat up. This high water, guys try to fish, they can't be all that effective at it, so it gives the fish a real break. Plus all the high water pulls some fish in. So my suspicion is the upper river's got a nice head of fish when it's finally down to fish. And then you'll probably still have a nice little steady trickle of fish in the lower part of the river. The flows that I like to fish during the winter at this time of year, I like 750 or less. So I think we're probably 1,800 at the dam. Is probably releasing something like probably 1,800 out of the reservoir, my guess is right now. But anyways, we need about a 750 release or less for fly tackle to be effective during the winter, because we got to fish so close to the bottom, and we got to have our nice slow presentation, and those fish like to get into those deeper pools and tuck under that heavy water. So if we get that water flows down, we can make a better presentation. That's why I like 750 or less for fly tackle during the winter. So that's what I'm kind of looking for water flows. If you can swing right now, you're going to have to run your heavy tips and basically T11 to T17. Just get that fly as low to the bottom as you can without dragging, and just let that just a nice low swing. Of course, you're going to have to fish a little shorter tips and kind of high stick swing it to keep your running line out of the water so you don't build ice too fast. But you can swing. I would suspect that probably egg flies are still going to continue to work, and we should be starting to get into our nymph bites. Stoneflies, little caddises, and small wets will probably start to work, but probably getting into that stonefly nymph bite should be starting now too, along with some egg flies if you got a drift. We have to, and a lot of times the dead drifting style of presentation is going to work the best for the winter. Once again, we just got to get those water flows down a little bit. I suspect that there's probably this weekend I'll probably fish over the holidays down to DSR, because we're looking at, even though we've got a very short window the days and not a lot of light, what's going to be important is it's going to be wet, but it's also going to be in the mid 40s. That's going to help the entire river with water temperatures. It's very cold right now, but if we get some of that, we can raise up those water temperatures a little bit. Would be great. And what's important is there's no snow up there. Even though it's been cold, there's very little snow, so that tiny bit of snow along the rivers is not going to last long. It's going to go away quick, and we can get a little bump in water temperature. It'll definitely help the swing bite. It'll probably just generally help the bite overall. So that's going to be going on over the over the holidays, with long-term looks between the Christmas and the New Year. Looks like there might be a window in there. So it's really, we don't know what's going on for flies or anything else. It's just a complete clean slate. You just got to go over there and try to figure it out. Very typical of fishing. Western New York on the brown trout waters, just the opposite. We are low. We did not partake much rain in that northeaster that came through, so we're skinny. The canal's drained, so all that canal water supplementation is gone. Our water flows are very low in a lot of places. A lot of our creeks, a lot of fish are bailing. Like Oak Orchard, when that gets really low, all those fish back out into the estuary part of the river, and then once we get a pulse of water, they'll move back up. So we need a slug of water for Western New York. Maybe with that wet weather and rain we're going to get might actually help us out in Western New York. So it's a lot of kind of a wait and see, play it by game. Very typical of this time of the year. You're going to want to check on your river conditions almost daily as you go to fish. See if the water flows are dropping off enough salmon where we can handle it. And if you're going to be fishing in some of the western trips, check your water flows every day, especially if you're having some precipitation, fancy word, and we're getting some flows increases. So you're going to want to pay attention to water flows quite a bit. But even still, for the brown trout waters and some of the western, the streamer bite is starting with the post-spawn browns. They're definitely starting to look for some meat. They're still kind of keyed in eggs, so very often what I'll do is I'll swing streamers through a pool or a run, come back through and egg fish it. Some days it works really good on the swing, some days it's just on the drift. Not really much of a rhyme or reason. I think it has a lot to do with how the fish feel, because I've had some very cold days where the streamer bites worked, and I had some days where I thought for sure it would be a streamer bite and all I wanted to do was eggs. So it's kind of got to play with it and see what they want to do. So be prepared to do both presentations when you head out. Probably the same thing with the Salmon River. You might better get a good swing bite on those steelheads, and the next day it's a drift bite. So just kind of be prepared and be a little bit flexible. I tell everybody I never have any luck telling the fish what they're going to eat and how they're going to eat. I just got to ask the fish how they want it. So that's pretty much what's going on right now with the fishing. Not a whole heck of a lot. It's getting into that winter, real basic. Yeah, drifting nymphs on the Salmon River, drifting egg flies on the western end of the tribs, and covering water, paying attention to your water flows, getting out when you can. So that's going to be basically typically what's going on. Nothing more other exciting than that. We're now into our winter campaign, so the fishing reports will be coming to you a little bit slower, because very often when you get locked into winter, your conditions don't change much, and it's pretty much the same gigs, same flies. So that's what's going on. So once again, if you have any suggestions for a fly tying video, put it in the comments. If you want to see a fishing tip, put it in the comments. We're going to be working on fishing tips and videos as much as we can right through the winter, just to keep some stuff out for you guys to look at when you get bored and you want to tie flies with a fly tying selection, or you just want to see something going on when you're stuck inside. So because we're going to be coming up off and on, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Hey, if you see me on the river, say hello. I hope to see you on the river. We got a bunch of really cool winter fishing, even though it's cold. We can still have some great opportunities. So hope to see you on the river, folks. See you. This is Jay at JPEG Guides and Lost River Fishing. We are a year-round fly fishing catch and release guide service. We fish the Lake Ontario tributaries, and then during the spring and the summer we also fish the inland trout streams, classic dry fly fishing. During the heat of the summer we will do the warm water fishing for bass and pike. If you're interested in any of our outings or have any questions, please feel free to email us at fish@lostriversfishing.com. Hope to hear from you, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us.